Hey friends, Russ here again, having more Daisy Lever gun fun. I've got a little sample here I wanted to show you, and I am so excited about this gun. It is real special because not of what it is a number 111 Model 40 Red Ryder. Okay, it says so right here on the stock, Red Ryder. And we know that this configuration came from Plymouth, Michigan. I did a little looking in the Encyclopedia of Daisy Air Guns, and it says Red Ryder Variation 5 from 1947 to 50 is when it would have been produced. This one has the original leather seals inside. How do I know that? Because whenever I got this gun, it was a few years ago, and I put it on my project pile, I actually tore it down and took a look inside of it. The original leather seal was still there, but I noticed this gun did not have a lot of wear to it. Now, someone had, I guess, in an effort to preserve the look of it, they painted what was once the blued steel on this one. They also painted the forearm band and so forth, and then they put some sort of coating on top of the wood, and it was really thick. It was on there, and had some runs in it and so forth. I give them props for trying to preserve the gun. Also, originally these guns had this aluminum cocking lever that was painted black. So I decided I would try to save the integrity of the gun a little bit. It did have the bottle cap with a little tang on it that covers the lightning loader. Okay, so the original shot tube is here. And one thing that really impressed me about this gun is that it did not have that break in the stock. All these stocks that were produced have this weak spot in here after it's drilled and so forth. There's always that break in the wood that comes down to about here, and you can tell the grain in here is, it lends itself to being broken there. This one isn't broken. You know what else it doesn't have? It doesn't have a bunch of dents in the steel. After these things are used and abused for so long, usually you get a dent or two in the barrel shroud, you get a dent or two in the false magazine here. And the wood didn't have a bunch of gouges in it either. I think it was just old and suffered age. You could tell there were some age spots on the steel. If you look real close, you have some minor pitting, and that has to do more with the type of steel that was used and how it accepts the atmospheric conditions. You can tell there's a little bit going on in here too. I didn't want to try to grind those all the way down because there's only so much you can do with old metal, and it does suffer from some fatigue after a while. But this gun is really special, and I'm thinking that with the new bluing that I put on here and the bluing on this band, you can tell this is the original forearm band too, because they weren't tapered up as high, and pretty much they had to be routed out a little bit to accommodate these bands. There's a shoulder in the wood down about here on each side, and you're not able to push the band any further than that before you start to damage the forearm. So you could tell the furniture on this is original. I did have one issue though. Whenever they stamped this in the Red Ryder logo, it was not uniform, and the top of the R's didn't quite take. So I had to scratch in a little bit of that just for my own satisfaction. Nice signature from Fred Harmon right here, the artist. Okay, you can see the Red Ryder cowboy on here. You can see the ground effects. I like this a lot. This is a special little gun. It held up over time. Another thing that tells me it didn't get a lot of use, whenever I took it apart, the air tube, where it acts as a little cue stick to bump those BBs loose before the air hits it. A lot of times with so much use and so much metal fatigue, they mushroom. the tip of that air tube mushrooms. This wasn't. This looked almost brand new. So I reconditioned the leather, and the original spring was still in here. Very, very slight deformation on the spring. So I put the spring back in, got everything cleaned up inside, and I gave it a shot. Now, I haven't used the Crony on it to find out exactly what it's hitting, but I did throw it at a target, and I'll tell you what, this bad boy really does shoot with some authority. So a gun this old, I dare say the gun's older than I am, but a gun this old, I'm thinking that it didn't get a whole lot of use before, but it's ready for some use now. I didn't repaint the caulking lever black again, only because whenever you do that, as the factory did, it gets scratch marks up here from caulking. You throw that around after a while. I thought, well, that can be painted if somebody is a purist and they really want that done. But this gun here, I am so pleased with the way it came out. Refinishing on some of the furniture here, and stripping and doing a cold blue on all the steel parts that are visible. This gun I am very, very happy with, and I know somebody is going to really love to get their hands on this one. Well, folks, this is Russ. Now, if you get a chance, leave a message. Let me know what you think about these old Red Ryders. I think they're pretty cool. I have a couple of them. Well, I have several of them, actually. And this one is, of course, it had to be restored a little, but it's in great shape for the age of it. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll be talking to you soon. Stay safe, and have a good day.